Corey Manlick, what can you say? You ran into a real talented team. You knew they were good. To me, maybe better in person than anything you would see on paper because athletically, they shot the ball well, they were patient, they did all the things that you as a coach want your team to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're a well-coached team. I give Coach Henderson a really compliment for what he did with his team. He found some of our weak spots at times, and in that first half, we didn't make adjustments quick enough. My mistake alone there. Got definitely out-coached there in that aspect. But it's too bad. The guys talking on the bench were probably a minute or two minutes late. That we started hitting shots. The first half we couldn't really get anything for us, and they, I credit their defense for us just not being able to shoot the ball at all because they were, getting a hand in the face or just not allowing us many second chance opportunities. But it's one of those things, Just, a good run has to end somewhere. Too bad it was a little bit earlier than what we wanted.
First quarter, they were almost begging you to shoot from outside, and I know you really want to take it inside. You think about good shots, and on the road, you're not thinking behind the arc, and so there might have been a little bit of hesitation there. What were you looking for when you saw what kind of defense they were in? Because they were really packed in, and really early on, the only thing that was open was outside.
Yeah, I mean, they packed in. They had their big guy right in the middle of the lane. Basically, it was four guys guarding, or 4-on-4, then he's just roaming in the middle, and what we try to work it in, get Heath down low, and then if we were throwing an entry pass to him, they fronted, or they were just played behind the defense, behind the post, and we weren't able to enter at all. And then if we did enter it, you had the 6'6" kid come in and blocking shots, and he probably had about 8 to 10 blocks himself there that really kind of got into our heads early, and that's kind of what was a big factor of that. But then also when we kicked the ball or stayed on the perimeter, guys just didn't knock shots down. I mean, they're confident kids overall. It's one of those things tonight. The confidence was there, just the shots didn't fall for them.
Down 17-3 after one, and not a lot of time on the bench to make adjustments, but you battle back into the second quarter. Shots started to fall. Heath Butler, I thought, really looked strong as an outside shooter there in the second quarter, knocked down a couple threes. And you might not have been back in it, but at least you weren't on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing, but I mean, we can't rely on the three ball. I mean, we're a nice shooting team, but we can't rely on the outside shot. But again, you have to go back to their defensive scheme. They're the ones that forced us to take the outside shot, and they put all their marbles in that basket of making us shoot the ball from the outside. Who knows? Maybe if we're coming, knock a few of those shots down, they have to adjust their defensive scheme. But when you don't make shots, you're not going to win games. And why would you want to change something that's working for them?
But if we ever question whether your team listens to you, Corey, it looked like they did in the fourth quarter because I saw a lot of penetration inside, especially Sean Woodruff, got the ball inside, trying not necessarily to shoot over him, but trying to draw the big guy. I think Brett Lovelace got him up in the air. Tyler Peterson once, got a foul. Coach Mortimer, I said, boy, why couldn't that have happened earlier? But obviously, they were disciplined in that early, and you got some success in that late. And sometimes it looks easier in the fourth quarter than it would have been in the first.
Well, it's intimidation. After once that one big kid blocked one shot, kids didn't want to go in on him, and he had to. And Mr. Anderson, our coach, assistant coach Charlie, said, "Sean, you got to get in. You got to get in." We're telling him, "You got to go in." And telling all these guys, create some contact. Who knows what could happen? And eventually it worked out for us, but it was too late. Lovelace at the end of the game was really aggressively rebounding well. Those things that he's done all year for us. He works hard all the time. Just some of those things, again, it just came up a little bit too short. Like I said, maybe add 2 more minutes to the game. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah.
And if we don't get into foul trouble, because they really didn't make. They did shoot the free throws well, but it allowed us at times because we're trading one free throw for a 3-pointer. So it worked out, but in the long run, just wasn't there this year. And
well, I think at the end of 3, you were like within 9, and all of a sudden, you're thinking, 3-possession game. And if you get hot, and then they got it back up to 15, and then all of a sudden we look up and it's 11, it's 9, and and Eric Henderson's calling timeouts, wondering, guys, the game's not over yet.
Yeah, I was doing some math in my head, tracing stuff like that. Because I was going to put Kurt in earlier, just kind of concede the loss, and all of a sudden, well, if he hits the shots, it'll be 6, and then I'll take a timeout. So I was like, maybe I'll wait on that a little bit, but hey, it's one of those things. They did good things, they executed. Listening was a thing that we had to work on, and they did it at the end. It's one of those things you have to do more often right away, not wait till the fourth quarter alone.
Coach Mortimer, I haven't had a chance to salute your seniors, Seth Butler, Tyler Peterson, Brady Mayfowler, Brett Paulson, Brett Lovelace, and Curtis Paulson, a great group that's enjoyed a lot of success here athletically, and I'm sure you're going to miss them.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good kids in their own way. Obviously they a lot of personalities there. They're their own individuals. They had a lot of success overall in their high school career. Hopefully that's something they can look back at and embrace and have fun with it. There's things that you wish for them the best in their futures and their endeavors. Just one fun fact for those kids, when they leave, most of those seniors, or since last year and this year, that moved up as juniors and seniors, they have not lost a home game. We've had probably a 22-some game winning streak at home, so that's something to be proud of. And I talked to Mortimer about this, about how it's so difficult to play at Blackhawk High School, and he's like, he first said my first year down here, you're gonna have a lot of success at Arch Ford. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden I see that, we've done a very good job protecting our home court, but now we gotta look at our youth, our next juniors that are coming up, our sophomores, our freshman group that's coming up, and we also have some nice eighth graders that, who knows what could happen next year. If these kids come together and work, we could be in the same spot next year. And we have a bunch of nice kids coming back, Sean Woodruff, Heath Butler that's played minutes, Jay Quinn, Ben Melligan, Taylor Rupp. Now there's kids that are going to work their ways up here. They're going to have to fill some big voids, and I'm very excited for that as well. I'm very energetic for that group as well. So hopefully they can put a summer together, get together as a team and get some camps in and go to some clinics and whatever, and perform well.
Well, that's Corey Manlick. His team finishes 19-6 here. Corey,